Hey everybody, welcome back to this Tamiya TC-01 kit build. Today we're going to be building the gearbox and also mounting the motor onto the chassis. So let's get started. All right, and to get started today, we're going to have to find a few pieces. Here's the T1. Here are the two A16s. Here's the motor mount plate. And the nuts are going to be in this bag. They're the dark color ones. Okay, we're gonna need 1, 2, and then also BB5 on both sides. And those are really, really small flathead screws. So I think this is one. And here's the other one. Right, so we're going to take this and slide the nut in there. Then we're going to close it up. Make sure you have the beveled side out like that. And now we're going to put on a screw like so. And this is a hex screw, so I'm going to use this. Going to repeat for the back. All right, and next we're going to put on the motor mount. All right. Okay, the rest of this part, we need to go into the B bag and find the main shaft, which is this right here. The O-ring is in this bag. And this is the drive cup. Okay, let's put this together. I think the O-ring goes on top like this. That diagram is a little bit confusing, but it does do this. And then on the other end, we're going to be putting the BB26 and also a bearing right here and 2 washers. And there's also a flange bearing right there as well. First, let's go ahead and pop the flanged bearing in, and that's what it looks like right there. Gonna press that down, pretty snug. Then we're gonna turn this around. The 2 shims go on first. Going to slip this through here. Okay. And then we need to put this red dot inside there. And we need to put some black grease on there. I also have this Tamiya one. I think I'm going to use that one. And if you have green slime, I'm going to put this onto the O-ring. Green slime protects the O-ring from cracking over time. Okay. All right. And now we're going to and just push that down a little bit. Okay, we're done with this step right here. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, for the next step, we need to find the spur gear. So we need to find this piece along with 1 more pin. And the only other pin left is in this bag right here. Okay, and the last part we need for this step is to cut the second one of these into halves. So there you go. It's going to look like that. Okay, and if you manage that, I'm going to put the spur gear in here. All right, let's try to do this. Okay. And of course, don't forget the red sponge. Okay. And that's it for step 13. And for the next step, we need the pinion gear, which is right here. And we also need the screws. So first thing I'm going to do is to kind of figure out which way the motor is going to go, because I want the leads to be facing up, obviously. I'm not going to tighten it yet because I still need to shift this after I place the pinion. So the pinion is going to go in like so, and the flat spot on the motor is right there, and looks like it's going to line up like there. And I believe the silver ones is the screw we're going to use to fasten the pinion. I think the alignment's okay. Can always adjust it later, but let's work on the gear mesh. And there we go. I'm just going to push the pinion down just a little bit. I want it flush with the spur gear. So there we go. Okay, before we close it up, we can't forget to put a little bit of grease onto the pinion. And for the next step is going to be the cover. Okay, and for the final step, we're going to drop this onto the chassis. So these two holes and this kind of rectangular shape is going to index to right there. Now I need to find 2 screws for that. Right, and now we need to find T10. Okay, and T10 is right here on this tree. I'm going to drop it in right here between the ESC and the receiver, like that. We're going to use button head screws for this part. All right, I'm going to call the video right here. Today we built the gearbox, mounted the motor, and we put both of them onto the chassis. Next video, we're going to be working on the upper covers, front and back, and we'll see how that goes. So if you got anything out of this video, please drop a like, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in the next one.